All right. So. We're rolling. And good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Brick Palace here at the Sheridan Park Gym. Tonight, it is Bremerton Park and Rec basketball. It is Kapatid taking on the Bremerton Wildcats. Bremerton Wildcats will be the away team here today. The Kapatids, well, makeshift jerseys ought to make this kind of interesting here tonight. Some have numbers on the front, and we'll hope they have numbers on the back. Yes, they do. As some of them turn around. As we get ready to roll, Spencer Hansen, the referee tonight. On one end, he'll be flipping up the ball here for the moments for the tip-off. The players will shake hands. And here we go. Captain will have Deshaun Caples, the 6'2", year 2004, jumping it up. And the tip is up and controlled by Damon Clark. Feeds it in, deflected off the hands. Reeled in by the Wildcats. Out on top for Dixon for three. After 28 points a game for the Wildcats, Clark will rip down the offensive rebound. They kick it back out for a straightaway three off the off-angle swish. Wildcats take a quick 3-0 lead. Stolen by the Knights. Deontay Dixon feeds to D'Angelo Moore, who nice feed underneath. Nice feed as he gets it to Lancelin. Passes 2018. And the Knights lead it quickly 5-0. And there's a steal, and there's a quick pip up and in by Lancelin again. And it's 7-0. What did I say?
Knights.
Oh, Wildcats. Whoops. Former Bremerton Knights, current Wildcats. Lancelin has 4 quick points. And the Knights lead it 7-0 here early in the Wildcats lead at 7-0 here to go in the first half of play. The Bremerton Wildcats coming in at 3-0. Kapatid at 1-2. Off the timeout. Well, got to extend congratulations to the North Mason Lady Bulldogs. Come up with a big win over Ording last night in their playoff game there. And a trio of Tupolos came up big for the North Mason Bulldogs last night. Wildcats wearing their yellow tops for the Wildcats written across the front with the old Wildcat logo. Here comes Kapatid coming back the other way. Going from our left to our right. Feeds it in the baseline. The Caples lifts out back out to baseline for a high arcing three. Off the mark by Kapatid. That was put up that time by Alex Alexander. Baseline right. D'Angelo Moore. Nothing but the bottom of the net. D'Angelo Moore. Quickly the Knights on top 10-0. Here in the first half of action. There's a three off the mark. No good by Kapatid. D'Angelo Moore will control. Feed to Clark for a long three. On the opposite side. He drains the triple. It's 13-0. A 13-0 run to start the game for the Wildcats. As Damon Clark rips one through. Action on the right side. Shot off the mark. Moore controls. Gets in the front court to Williams. Fizzes underneath to Lancelin, who kicks it out to the corner for Clark for three. Off the mark, no good. Rebound pulled down by Kapatid. Long pass down, deflected, but then going up the right hand. Runner and hitting is Alex Alexander. Stops the bleeding momentarily, 13-2. Wildcats on top. 7:58 to go, and then the opposite side. Elevating and hitting is Lancelin for the Wildcats. 6 points for him. Shot back the other way. Bounce, bounce, bounce. And rebound pulled down. Leaking out was Deontay Dixon. Goes up to the left hand, runner and hits. Deontay Dixon, quick 5 points for him. 15-2. Is right now outmatching Kapatid as the Wildcats. There's a three. Off the mark by Ryan Sadane. Rebound pulled down by D'Angelo Moore. Clips it out far side. Pass near side. Now flipping it right back across D'Angelo Moore. Elevates for three off the mark. Poe going up and sticking it back in is Tuniche Lancelin. 17. Make that now 19-2. The Wildcats on top, and a quick timeout again called by Kapatid, who is finding himself a little outmatched here in the the first part of this basketball game here at the Brick Palace inside the Sheridan Park Gym. Here's old players, people take some time to just kind of, practice their shooting skills in between the timeout. Bunch of playoff games going up around the league tomorrow. North Kitsap girls have a basketball game, and then Saturday a trio of games or more over at North Mason High School. Love to get that on the air, but it'll be over at Lippitt College doing a couple games for the Lippitt College basketball programs, with the women starting at 2 and the guys over at 4. So if you're looking for something to do, that's where you can find some action over at Lippitt College Gymnasium. 19-2. Wildcats off to a good lead. They almost turned the basketball over. Driving the far side is Caples. And elevates for a tough shot. Pack iron, no good. Leaping up is Lancelin. He yanked down the rebound. Pass to Clark. He feeds it to Moore on the run in the baseline. He hits. D'Angelo Moore. 21-2. You can tell there's a pass over the far side by Sawyer. Feeds it out for the off angle. In the ripple and the triple. As making the shot was Ryan Sedane. In the front court is Kapatid. Pass in, deflected away, but controlled momentarily by Kapatid, who passed down by Lanston. All alone underneath is D'Angelo Moore. D'Angelo Moore scores. Quick 7 points for him. 23-2. Or 5 is your score. Here's overplay, and almost coming up with the steals, Deontay Dixon. For DJ Joe Franks, Wildcats. Need a good DJ? Go to djjoefrank.com. Need somebody to get your junk out of your yard? Go to bremertonjunk.com. Scrum 4 on the floor on the side, on the Kapatid end, controlled by the Wildcats. Warrow eye a 3. Bounce, bounce, bounce. Off the mark, no good. Put back up, no good. Rebound pulled down by Kapatid. Quick outlet pass. On the run is James Sawyer. Feeds off on the run to Sean Caples, who can't get that one to fall down. And the rebound comes into the hands of Wildcats, who streak in front court. 15 minutes to go here in the first half of action. Moore steps in from 18 feet. Clark will pull down the rebound, feeds it inside, and a nice dish underneath. And there's Ulysses Todd Williams to go up and score for the Wildcats. 25-5. A 20-point Bulls here early. Baseline 3 is the top of the backboard. Rebound pulled down by Kapatid. A scoop shot put up by Sawyer. Back iron no good. Baseball pass down to Clark. Glides to the rack and lays it in. Unofficially 5 points for Clark. 27-5 is your score. And Kapatid will take a much-needed break, as we will as well. You're listening to Bremerton Park and Rick Basketball on ISBNSports.com. Now this by HK Insurance. A portion of this broadcast is brought to you by Teddy Mess of Shine Shop, as well as House Call Cleaning Service, PC Parts and Service, Takira Los Cazadores, H&K Insurance, Lifestyle Chiropractic Center, McLeod's Grill House and Bar, Best Labor Services, Fraternal Order of Eagles, and by BremertonJunk.com. All right, Kapatid will break the pressure in backcourt, come into front court, almost turn the basketball over. Behind the back dribble, driving in and dishing out to the near side, going up and getting a shot blocked was Deshaun Caples, and he is fouled on the play. And so he will find himself at the free throw line, 27-5. The Bremerton Wildcats have come out on fire here in the first half for this one. He'll dribble and flex and hit the free throw. Makes it 27-6. 14:02 to go here in the first half of action. Jim Portune sitting on the far side of the floor. See his Wildcats up big. Offensive rebound off the miss. Put back up by Alexander. Misses the shot. Again, Wildcats on the run. Pass inside by Moore. Deflected right back to him. He hands off. And gliding it. Nice scoop. Magical lay in that time by the Wildcats. They needed 29-6. That was Todd Williams who scored that one. And the Kapatid comes back the other way and scores. Make it 29-8. Moore for three. No good. Good block out underneath. John Caples hounded in backcourt by Moore. Double teamed by Clark. He'll finally get it out to Sawyer. And a cross-court pass. Try to get it into a player on the opposite side. For Kapatid, it goes over him and out of bounds. Waiting for him to turn around with that number. It almost looks like he has boots on over there, but he doesn't. 29-8, Wildcats on top. 13 minutes to go. First half. Landslip on top to Williams, who fires one and misses everything and gets a chuckle from the bench for the Wildcats. Always seems to give somebody pleasure if you don't hit any rim or you get an air ball. Even Jim Portune has a smile on his face on the opposite side. Alexander sitting across from us. Director here at the Bremerton Park and Rec, and the ball jabbed out of play by Kapatid, who will inbounds. Caples will inbounds. Finally gets it in to Sedane. Quickly double team. Back out on the far side of the floor. They'll feed it inside for a 6-foot Jimmy, and hitting the shot is Sedane. 5 points unofficially for him. 29-10. And Dixon will elevate for a long three. Rebound ripped down by Caples. Long outlet pass. And there's instead of passing off a long three off the mark, Clark will pull down the rebound. Speed by everybody. And then feeds D'Angelo Moore on the left side of the paint, going in and scoring. 31-10. 19-footer. In and out, no good by Caples. But a nice, just are too quick for these guys. And James Moore will go in, can't get the left-hand lane and go through. Kapatid with a rebound and then gets it out the far side of floor to Sawyer. And getting a hand on it was Williams to poke the ball out of bounds. And Bremerton Park to Rec action. The running clock. And quickly double teamed is Caples. Feeds it out off the angle, swirls in and out, no good. Long pass down to Moore. He scores. Doesn't get much easier than that. 33-10, a 23-point lead for the Bremerton Wildcats. Sedane near side. On him is Clark defensively. Quickly double team with Williams and Clark. Feeds one inside. Up faking. Going up with the quick shot was Caples. Can't get that one to fall. Williams on the quick outlet pass goes to the rack. Can't get him to drop it. There's Clark to get the offensive putback and scores. Damon Clark. 35-10. And the Wildcats on top. Long arcing three. Short by Alexander. Pass to Moore. To Clark. It scores. Damon Clark. Pass down by Kapatid. Intercepted by the Wildcats. Long shot off the mark by Lancelin. And there's cherry picking on the play. Here's Alex Alexander to score for Kapatid to make it 37-12. Long shot straight away. Swirls in, swirls out. Rebound pulled down by Alexander. And we have some substitutions coming in for the Wildcats. Looking on the floor on the bench for Kapatid, all they do is have 5 players. So these guys with the running against the Wildcats, they're going to be one exhausted team when they get through.
Right.
Ball stayed from going out of bounds. They'll race for the basketball, and here is Sawyer going in, left-hand lay-in, can't get it to fall. On the run out of Wildcats. 3-on-2. High arcing shot for the baseline, off the mark, no good. Gets his own rebound, feeds underneath. After a nice feed by Gursky, Michael Gursky. And the Wildcats score. Alexander for 3, no good. On the run is Tanai Veafoli. Shot off the mark, no good. Rebounded, kept in the zone by Smith. Gursky will get the rebound. Feeds underneath. Nice pass underneath by Gursky, finding Lanston, who scoops the scores. 41-12. That's right. 41-12 here in the first half. I wonder if they already have a running clock. I can't do much about that. Kapatid is going to have to slow things down. There's a long pass underneath, deflected away by Gursky. Wildcats on the run. Moore, near angle for 3. Can't get it to drop. Ball tapped out. Gursky. There's Moore to get it to the rebound and a loose ball and flip it up and in. D'Angelo Moore. And we have a timeout once again on the floor called by Kapatid. Your score is the Wildcats. They're running Wildcats 43 and Kapatid 12. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Park and Rec Basketball on ISBNsports.com. Jesus. Jim, you brought me down here for this. I mean,
what's that?
I said Jim brought me down here for this.
Right. A slot.
I mean,
yeah. These guys are looking tired already.
Oh God, yeah. Oh, I forgot. Need a reminder when I go on radio to break on radio. But portion of this broadcast is brought to you by H&K Insurance. For all your insurance needs, we are here for you. 3105 Wheaton Way in East Bremerton. Thanks for Adrian and support of ISBNsports.com. All right. Needing some support is Kapatid, showing it 43-12. Here we go, coming in for the timeout. The Kapatid turns basketball over, gliding to the rack is D'Angelo Moore. 2022 graduate of Bremerton High School. Extends the lead to 45-12. 7:23 to go. Driving in is Caples. Losing control of the basketball, and yet another turnover by Kapatid, and the Wildcats will once again get the basketball back, and D'Angelo Moore will let the ball roll over half court before he puts the moves on, passes near side, stepping up from 10 feet and hitting. It's Tanai Veafoli. 47-12, Wildcats. Pass underneath. Nice idea by Sedane. Try to get it out to the far baseline. Just bounce pass and just got away from Kapatid, and D'Angelo Moore will come in the front court to Gursky. Cross-court pass. Gets it into Lancelin. Finds Gursky underneath on the give and go. And Gursky elevates and scores 49-12. The Wildcats on top. And he'll just go, hey, I'm going to shoot it from half court to Sawyer. Don't blame him. And he goes out of bounds. And, well, the Kapatid has something to cheer about. They got a reserve showing up to suit up and play in a 49-12 route right now. Gursky elevates from 6. Off the mark, gets his own rebound. Feeds it out. Far side to Florida. He'll get it back out on top to Smith, who just drives in. Can't get it to fall. The ball tapped out for Veafoli for a long one. Top goes in. Goes halfway down and back out. And off his rebound pulled down by Lanston, who elevates up and scores. 51-12. As Kapatid will come into front court, hounded by the Wildcats. No mercy by the Wildcats, double teaming on the play and then trying to put the ball down the floor. was Kapatid. I couldn't see the number on the back of his jersey, but it goes off his toe and out of bounds. Turnover by Kapatid. They do look like a tired bunch. New member is showing up. Long shot, in and out, no good. Ball tapped up. Lansland yanked down the rebound. Goes back in, sticks it back in. Junichi Lansland having a big game, as are the Wildcats as a whole. 53-12, and a long shot up. Finds up bottom of the net, the ripple, and the triple for Kapatid. 53-15. And a shot in, off the mark, no good. Rebound pulled down by the Wildcats, and the loose ball foul called on Kapatid. We'll see, wait and see who that's on. Going to go against James Sawyer, a 2004 graduate from Bremerton High School. Running tonight, Vilfi, who misses a free throw. Now I can feel some of that coolness here in the inside the Brick Palace.
That front door opening and closing.
And the next free throw off the air ball. But elevating back up and putting back the offensive rebounds. Junichi Lansland having a good first half. 55-15. Driving in. Left-hand runner is good by Deshaun Caples. 55-17. D'Angelo Moore. Jab steps. Sets out the offense. Drives in and is fouled on his way into the paint by Kapatid. And I'm not quite sure who whistled for the foul, but did go against them. Moore from the corner, checked his feet, elevates up, and is fouled on the play on a three-pointer. He'll go to the free throw line. Here's D'Angelo Moore. 3:20 and ticking here in the first half. Came back here in the Brick Palace with David Hinch on the video camera, doing a great job as always. Spencer Hansen. Spencer Hansen used to play baseball for Lippitt College. I was back broadcasting Lippitt College baseball a number of years ago, and as Moore gets the free throw to roll through. And when I was broadcasting the Blue Jackets as well, he was played for Lippitt College for a year. Next free throw is good by Moore. Gets one more because it was a three-point shot attempt. He was fouled on from the free throw line, or from the baseline. 57-17. And no good. Ball jabbed out, though, and controlled by Vilfi, who glides to the rack and scores. 59-17. As the Wildcats show no mercy. Ball almost stolen away from behind. And there it is as he tried to get it into Kapatid behind the back pass. Nice pass by Moore to Gursky, who falls up and scores. 61-17. Here's Marco Arcega driving in. Can't get that one to fall. Moore on the run. This is the Gursky on the baseline. Had losing control, almost goes up and under. And there's D'Angelo Moore to get the loose ball to go over and in. D'Angelo Moore. 63-17. Three-pointer up, in and out, no good. The legs are just going to start going for these guys with no reserves. There's another shot off the mark, no good. Moore gets the offensive rebound. 1:28 to go here in the first half. Feeds it out on top. Straightaway three by Lansland off the mark. And there to stick it back in for the Wildcats was Vilfi, who scores. 65-17. Yikes. Shot off the mark, leaping up and pulling down the rebound is Lansland. It's about the slowest I think I've seen the Wildcats come up and down the floor. Smith with it. Gursky for three. His front rim. They're pulling down the rebound was Vilfi. Goes up, misses a shot, gets a little rebound, sticks it back up, off the mark, no good. Tries to get the offensive rebound again, can't control it. It will go out of bounds. 65-17. And driving in the up and under was Sawyer. And he is fouled on the play. He'll go to find himself at a free throw line shooting two. Clock stopped. 42 seconds to go here in the first half. So James Sawyer, 2004 Bremerton High, at the free throw line. Marquise Gursky, who's in the lineup, as the first free throw bounced through by Sawyer. 65. I don't think they counted that one. It didn't go in, did it? 65 to 18. I think the scoreboard operator is getting bored. Moore goes up for the shot. This is the shot, gets a rebound, goes up next one at the blocks, and following up on the play is Lanson, who glides in with a right hand flipper and in. 67 to 18. They put the points on the board, gliding in with the runner. His Kapatid misses the shot, driving back is Caples, and he runs all over a Wildcat, but a blocking foul called on Chuniche Lenslin. And Sean Caples will go to the free throw line, shooting 2, 67 to 18, with 14 seconds to go here in the first half. Makes you wonder what the second half score is going to end up as that free throw goes through by Caples. Next free throw, no good. Lance will pull down the rebound from Gursky. Flipped out to Moore. Marquise Gursky, I mentioned Rainier Beach High School, Sky Valley College, and then he played for a year for Donald Roman in the Princeton College Pirates. Moore steps away for 3. Nothing but the bottom of the net at the buzzer to win the first half of play. That was a heck of a shot by D'Angelo Moore. Usually from 29 feet, gets to the drop. Your score at halftime is the Wildcats 70 and Kapatid 19. We'll be back in second half action. When we come back, you're listening to Bremerton Park and Rec Basketball on ISBNSports.com.